women versus men versus toxins. With skincare products, over 90% of them contain synthetic chemicals, which include toxins, carcinogenics, and skin irritants. In the skincare industry, there really are no government overseers, especially in the United States. So as a result, the FDA, OSHA, the EPA, they're not really looking at the products. And as a result, skincare companies are allowed to sell products with a lot of chemicals and toxins in them. The USA happens to be one of the worst countries when it comes to keeping toxins out of skincare products. For example, in the United States, there are only 11 chemicals that have been banned out of 85,000 that are used in skincare products. At least in Europe, they're a little more ahead of us. There are about 1,100 to 1,200 chemicals that they have already banned. So who determines the safety of the chemicals in the skincare products that you're buying? Well, it's an organization called the CIR, or the Chemical Ingredient Review Board. The Chemical Ingredient Review Board is basically funded, owned, and staffed by the beauty care industry. It is the fox protecting the chickens. And as a result, virtually all of those chemicals that are in there, that they may be putting in there not to help you, but to help them reach their profits, are deemed by them to be safe. They have even deemed arsenic being used in small quantities as safe in a skincare product. I don't know about you, but if somebody says to me, here's a little bit of arsenic that you can have every day, don't worry, it's okay, I still don't think that is what I want to use. In fact, there's even something worse. It's not just in the skincare industry. It's actually through the pharmaceutical industry. Women use more skincare products than men by far, especially in the United States. Yet testing that is done on pharmaceuticals, and as far as the chemicals that are used in them, and certainly in the skincare industry, all the testing that is done 90% of the time on men. In fact, when you look at the pharmaceutical industry, they do the testing on men because they don't want to deal with the hormonal issues of women. So they just decided, we won't test them. We'll just test men. So 90% of the testing for chemicals, pharmaceuticals, are done on men. And 90% of those pharmaceuticals that are finally found by the FDA to have an effect on the human body is usually on women. It is only recently that is being changed. So not only do you have a chemical review board that is made and purchased by the beauty industry, but you also have testing that is done on the wrong sex, since women are using most of the products. Even those little mice that they're doing the testing on, 90% of them are male. Kind of scary. So, not only is that scary, it's the other effect. And it's why people should be aware that when they're using a skincare product, the testing is incomplete and is not being done to their benefit. But on top of it, women, because they use makeup, eyeliners, rouge, lipstick, shampoos, hair dyes, the average woman puts on 200 chemicals a day on their body, many of which are what they call bioaccumulative. So yeah, you can have a little arsenic, but after you're using it for about a year, 2 years, 5 years, you have a lot of arsenic. Any chemical that your body can't get rid of is bioaccumulative, of which virtually all petroleum products fit into that category, which is where most of the chemicals come from. And women have less resistance to toxicity than men. And there's 5 reasons for that. One is that a woman is usually smaller than a man, but her kidney is definitely smaller than a man's. And those smaller kidneys, therefore, cannot filter out the toxins as well as a man's kidney. They have less neophytes in them, which is actually what does the filtering. When it comes to the liver, a woman's liver is not as effective as a man's liver. In fact, women are more prone, if they're alcoholic, to get liver damage than a man does. And it's because it just is not as effective. So you put toxins into a man's body, and you put toxins into a woman's body, and it has more effect on a woman. A woman's skin is thinner than a man's, so toxins can penetrate deeper into the skin. Women have less acid in their stomach, so they can't eat up the toxins as well as a man. And on top of it, women have more fat content than a man. The way the body protects itself when it sees toxins is it will take the toxins and find an area where there's fat and wrap it in fat to stop it from going to the rest of the body. And that's good when you have just a few small milligrams sitting in there. But after 2, 3, 5 years or 10 years, eventually that builds up to the point that even that fat cannot protect the rest of your body. And since a woman has more fat in her body, she stores more toxins, which eventually causes more damage. So here we have a situation. The beauty and skincare industry knows that they're selling most of their products to women. They do very little testing on their chemicals on women to know whether it's good or bad. And in any case, they probably would pass it through anyhow. And they are putting toxins into the body that has the lower resistance to stopping the toxic effect. It's the reason at Replenish Plus we use no toxins, no chemicals, nothing synthetic. Anything going synthetic into your body is going to have a side effect. How many times have you seen those ads on pharmaceutical problems that will resolve this and resolve that? Then they spend about 5 minutes explaining the side effects. I think I'd rather have the disease in many cases. And unfortunately, that's what we're seeing with skincare products. We're putting in synthetics that maybe it won't affect you the first week or the first year. You know, people who smoke, they don't get lung cancer the first year. They get lung cancer 10 years down the road, 15 years down the road. So you're putting skincare products on your body, and yes, the first year, first 5 years, maybe nothing. But after 10 years, it's doing something. And how sad that the skincare industry, the beauty industry, has decided to go to war on women and affect their bodies. At Replenish Plus, we are doing everything in our power to make sure that doesn't happen with our products. If you put on a Replenish Plus skincare product, be assured it contains only Mother Nature's natural ingredients, not processed, not filled up with anything bad, and it's all good for your body. And it's not just important to be good for your skin, it is important to be good for your body, because that's what makes you function and makes you operate properly. And by the way, that's what makes your skin glow. So we take great pride. We are 100% organic and pure Mother Nature products, nothing else, nothing less, to help your skin look the best it can. Just go to our website at replenishplus.com. You're going to love Replenish Plus. I guarantee it.